What if the most powerful thing you could do to a narcissist had nothing to do with leaving them, nothing to do with confronting them, exposing them, or finally saying the perfect thing that makes them get it? What if it was just becoming boring? Not fake boring. Not, I'm physically biting the inside of my cheek boring. Actually, genuinely boring. Here's the thing. Narcissists don't want you. They never did. They want what you make. The reactions, the tears, the arguments, the explanations. That's the product. That's what they're there for. And the second you stop making it, they dehydrate. So let me show you exactly how to turn off the tap. Section 1. What they're actually feeding on. Okay, so this is the part that genuinely changed how I saw everything. A narcissist isn't hooked on you specifically. They're hooked on something you produce. And there's actually a name for it. Narcissistic supply. It's emotional energy. Any emotional energy. And I mean any. Your anger? That's supply. Your tears? Supply. Your silence. The tense, jaw-clenched, I'm holding it together kind? Still supply. That totally reasonable, well-thought-out explanation you gave for why what they did was wrong. A full meal. You basically cooked for them. Think about it like this. Imagine you're a phone charger. It doesn't matter if the electricity flowing through you is calm or chaotic. The phone charges either way. Doesn't care. A narcissist is the same. As long as something is flowing from you. Peace, panic, whatever. They're topped up. That's why going no contact works so well when people can do it. You literally unplug. Done. But what about when you can't? Co-parenting. A sibling at every family dinner. A manager you see 3 times a week. That's where most advice just dies. People say ignore them or don't react. Like that's some complete strategy. It's not. Because suppressing a reaction and not having one are 2 completely different things. And narcissists, the seasoned ones especially, they know the difference. They can feel the difference. You need to go deeper than just holding it together on the outside. You need to stop being interesting to them at the root. Section 2. Gray rock, and why it's only half the answer. So you've probably heard of gray rock. Quick version. You make yourself as dull and unremarkable as a gray rock. Flat answers. No emotional highs or lows. You give them nothing to grab onto. Conversationally beige. That's the goal. And honestly, it works. Kind of. Here's the problem though. Most people use gray rock as a performance. On the outside they're flat, sure. But on the inside, heart pounding, running a full internal argument, counting down the seconds until they can leave. And that internal chaos, a practiced narcissist picks up on it. They'll push harder, say something more outrageous, poke around until something cracks. Gray rock done wrong is like putting a lid on a pot that's already boiling. The pressure just builds, and eventually something gives. What I'm talking about is taking gray rock and evolving it into something that actually goes all the way. I call it dehydration. And here's the difference. Gray rock is about controlling what comes out of you. Dehydration is about eliminating what's happening inside. It's not about looking calm. It's about getting to a place where you're genuinely just not that interested in them anymore. And to do that, you have to sit with something uncomfortable. The narcissist only has real power. In the story you're still telling yourself about them. No, seriously. Think about that. If you're replaying conversations in the shower, writing out the perfect response you'll never send, lying awake wondering what they think of you, you're still tethered. You're still producing fuel. It's just not reaching them directly yet. But it will. It leaks out. Dehydration starts in your own head, before you've said a single word to them. Section 3. How to actually do it. Alright, here's where it gets practical. First, stop explaining yourself. This one is hard, but it's everything. Every explanation you offer is an open door to a fight you cannot win. Not because you're wrong, but because winning was never the point of the conversation for them. Engagement was, I can't make it Saturday. That's it. That's the sentence. Not, I can't make it Saturday because work has been a lot lately, and I've really been trying to protect my energy, and I know this is probably frustrating, but The first one is gray rock. The second one is a 3-course dinner. You basically pulled out a chair and lit a candle. Second, change the question you walk in with. Most of us go into interactions with a narcissist asking ourselves, what do I need to say to survive this? And I get it. But that question already has you in the middle of their world. The better question is, what's the minimum I need to do here? And how fast can I leave with my energy still mine? You're not there to fix anything, not to be understood. You're there to complete a transaction. Think of it like going to the DMV. You're not offended if it's cold and weird. You go in, you do the thing, you leave. You don't replay it later. You just don't. Third, protect what's happening in your head after. This is honestly the one that nobody talks about. Because here's what happens. You do great in the actual interaction. Flat, calm, minimal. And then you get in the car and spend the next 2 hours mentally arguing with them at full volume. That internal argument? It's still supply, just never reaches them. But it keeps you stuck in the loop, which means next time you need some kind of off switch. Something that tells your nervous system, that's done now. Some people journal it and close the book. Hard. Like that's final. Some people have a phrase. Mine was something like, that's their world, not mine. Whatever it is, you need a signal, a ritual, something that marks the end of the interaction in your body, not just your head. Fourth, let their disapproval just exist. This one stings a little to say, but even when you dislike someone, even when you know exactly what they are, there's often still a part of you that wants them to see you, to get it, to finally say the thing that would make it all make sense. That want is the hook. That's what they use. And dehydration, real dehydration, means grieving that, not pushing it down, actually grieving it, accepting that what you're waiting for isn't coming, not because you don't deserve it, but because they're not built to give it. Waiting for that validation is like waiting for a tap that's been dry for years. Some point, you have to stop standing at the sink. Section 4. What happens when you cut them off? Fair warning. It gets weird before it gets better. When the supply dries up, a narcissist doesn't just quietly move on. They escalate. There's a term for it. An extinction burst. The behavior gets bigger, louder, more dramatic, right before it finally stops. Same thing a toddler does when you stop giving in. They scream harder first, because the pattern is breaking, and they're trying to restore it. So if you start pulling back, and suddenly there's a manufactured crisis, or you're being painted as the villain to everyone you know, that's not a sign that this isn't working. That's a sign that it absolutely is. You touch something. They felt it. Keep going. Because after that burst, when it becomes clear that no emotional weather is coming from your direction anymore, something shifts. You become genuinely uninteresting. They redirect. They find someone else to plug into, and you'll feel it when it happens. Something loosens, goes quiet. You get your head back. So here's where we land. I said at the start, the most powerful thing isn't leaving, isn't confronting, isn't finding the perfect words. It's becoming genuinely, completely uninteresting to them. And the peace that comes from that, it doesn't come from winning. It doesn't come from making them understand. It comes from the moment you stop needing them to, the moment their opinion of you is just noise, like traffic outside. It's happening, sure, but it's not landing anywhere. That's what full dehydration feels like. You're not a gray rock anymore, stiff and cold and white-knuckling through every interaction. You're just somewhere else, warm, free, and they're standing in a desert they made, looking for water that isn't there. That's it. That's the win.